Hi, welcome to Smart App Moms. I'm Dr. Kiki.
And I'm Stef Tusingnat.
And today we're reviewing Reading Raven. This is the show where we help you figure out which apps are appropriate for your kids, saving you time and hopefully making your job a little bit easier. We're scouring the App Store, looking for the best apps. We're testing them ourselves, and we are giving them to our children. Yeah, I don't know why we do that, but we do. We like to do that. Today we're looking at Reading Raven. It is a phonics-based interactive and multi-sensory game approach to teaching reading. And it is available on the iDevices, iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch. It's free to $3.99 depending on which level of the game you purchase, and it's an education category game published by Early Ascent. Now, I thought this was a really good game. What was your experience?
It was my son's first ever iPad app, actually.
Oh, okay, first ever.
So we've been using this game for a very long time now, and he loves it, and I love it, and I recommend it often, actually. So I was happy to review it.
Yeah, well, when you suggested that we review it, I was like, awesome, a reading. This is perfect timing. My 3-year-old, I've been trying to get him to learn the alphabet, and we also read every night before bed and before nap time. So this was a perfect app to start putting into the mix, and he loves it.
Yeah, I credit it for my son learning to read. A lot of his like momentum and energy about learning to read really came from Reading Raven.
Really came from Reading
Yeah,
Raven.
really. And it was recommended to me from another mother who had the same experience.
So about the gameplay, what are aspects of the gameplay that you really like?
I love that it's set up so that it records their voice. That's like one of its really coolest features. And then it plays it back to them so that they can hear, the phonics. It's really, really focused on phonics, which is great. And it's the perfect way to learn how to read. And I also like that you can customize it to how old your child is. So if you have a 5-year-old, you're really trying to motivate. This is, they're not going to get an easy game.
Yeah, it's age rated 4+ in the iTunes store, the Apple store. But my 3-year-old is doing just fine on it. And the age customization is really awesome because he's in the just beginning of the app, just starting to learn a few letters and going through the games of trying to match the letter with the first letter of an animal.
Right, but it's a picture of an animal.
Picture of an animal. So you see the letter, and the voice in the game says, find the apple, and then you grab it and you're supposed to drop it where the apple is. And so you start thinking about the sound with the letter, and it starts making those connections within the brain. And as a neuroscientist, I'm always excited about things that directly link things and start to develop those connections between the visual and the auditory portions of the brain. Take-home points?
I really liked the music. I thought the music was something I could actually listen to for a while, which I was surprised, but I thought it was great. I mean, there's a lot of annoying music out there, and you think this is one of them.
It was just so
I like it. I like it.
Repetitious.
I'm so used to it by now.
Going and going and going, and it's like, can you turn that down? Can you turn that down?
And I also really liked the way that they encourage the children throughout the game. I mean, it's really typical to have like a good job or like you did it or like keep trying. But the way that they do it is they use kids' voices. And when you're using your peers, it's so much more effective with children. And I really think that was a clever move.
I loved that it was goal-based game approach to reading. So it just really gets the kids into wanting to try to read. And it engages multiple senses. So you've got the hearing, the touch, the sight, all of that. And then also that it was had so much variety. And so even if you finished the same games on different levels, there were different environments those games were taking place in. So just keeps the kids really engaged in what's going on. My final grade was an A-.
Mine was a B+, but I'll tell you why. Because my son kept pushing the limits on a lot of the aspects of the game, and I feel like they need a free play area where he can write words or he can, trace the whole alphabet. because
Yeah.
he wanted to free play with it.
And they don't have that.
And that's really important for reflection and learning.
Yep.
So that's B+.
I think that's fair enough. I think we consider it tested.
Tested.
Tested. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any comments on this show or any recommendations or anything, check out the links below in our show notes. I'm Dr. Kiki at Dr. Kiki on Twitter.
And I'm Steph Tizignan at Ask an Annie on Twitter.
And this is Smart App Moms. You've made a smart choice.